What's up YouTube, and welcome to another video. My name is Nick, and in today's video we're going to be cleaning a shoe. Earlier today I cleaned this shoe and I posted it on Instagram. I had several people ask me to do a cleaning video, so this is the cleaning video. We're going to be cleaning the other shoe. I'm going to show you what I use and how I clean. Everyone's process is a little bit different. There's no right or wrong way. I will caution you on one thing, and that is that you don't want to use dishwashing detergent like Dawn dish soap to clean your shoes, because that is extremely harsh soap, and so if it gets in under the upper, between the upper and the sole, it can break down the glue and destroy your shoes. So stay away from Dawn dish soap. Better to get an actual upholstery cleaner or shoe cleaner. That being said, let's jump into this video. Okay, so these are basically this is like my setup, my tools, I guess, that I use for cleaning. The number one thing we have here is Angelus brand Easy Cleaner. It's good on suede, leather, buck, rubber, linen, Gore-Tex, nylon, satin, canvas, plastic, and vinyl. You can see I got some floaties in the bottom there because I've been using this soap. It's super effective. It does not it's not harsh on your skin, so that is good. I generally don't use gloves when I clean shoes unless they're really destroyed. I just wash my hands after I'm finished. And so yeah, this is really good if you're not using gloves. If you're cleaning suede, this is a Suede Kit that I have. I will link everything below that I use so that you can pick some up if you want to. So this is a really coarse brush, and this is a Suede Eraser, and so you just erase the markings off of the suede. When you clean it, you buff out the suede with this and get rid of all the white marks that the eraser leaves. This is a suede protectant. This is great if your suede is faded and you want to restore it back to its dark, sort of natural look. So this also protects against water, like any kind of liquid, and it's meant for suede, so it won't destroy it. I use these magic erasers. It's a 2-pack from the dollar store. Once again, I'll link that below too. However, it'd probably be better if you just go to the dollar store and pick some up. It's got a sponge on one side, so if you've got mud or real heavy dirt, you can clean it off with that. And then the magic eraser side to really fine tune, clean some stuff. I've got this pill eater, battery operated, and I use this so that if there's any kind of like pills in the back of the shoe in here, or any kind of fuzzing on the shoelace, this is what we use, and I'll show you how I do that. Leather lube. This is basically like a grease, sort of, that you put on leather. I'm not going to be using this today, but it is something I use for boots and that sort of thing. Tweezers that I just pulled wide open. I use these to clean the grooves in the soles of shoes. So sometimes there's gum or rocks or pebbles or whatever. I use some tweezers to clean them out. Scissors in case you have any fraying threads or anything like that needs to be cleaned. And then just a glass jar I put water in to help with the cleaning process. So yeah, those are the tools. All linked below if you want to check them out. A toothbrush for scrubbing. All right, let's do this. All right, so the first thing I do is I pull the shoelaces out. Shoelaces are out, and then I simply, the way I wash shoelaces, and I always wash all of them all the time, because even on dark shoelaces like this that are purple, just cleaning them, getting some of the dirt that's in there out of them will dramatically enhance how vibrant they look. So I just put a dab of this soap. It's really, really concentrated. And this is like literally how I wash every shoelace or every pair of shoelaces. And you'll see some of the dirt that's just coming out of there. This isn't even like a deep cleaning. This is just kind of a surface cleaning for these. I do the shoelaces first because they are a fabric, and I want them to dry while I clean the rest of the shoe. I got my towel here. I run the shoelace through the towel a few times to get the majority of this water off. Like this. right, so that's good. Next thing is we're going to start cleaning the shoe. First, I dip into the soap. I'll kind of lay a thin layer right around the edge on the midsole, because that's where we're going to be focusing most of our attention today, on the midsole. Into the water. It'll help it to lather up. I'm going to zoom in here so that you guys can see a little bit closer of what I'm doing. Now, this toothbrush is not going to get the cleanliness that we need for this midsole. If you know anything about these midsoles, especially on Nikes, I've noticed is that they yellow really bad. Just with oxidation and age, they tend to get really, really yellow. This is not going to pull out the yellow. There are processes for that, but we're not making enough money on these shoes for it to be worth the process of getting the yellow out. It takes several hours for that. We could go straight to a more coarse brush. However, this is it's not going to do what we need it to do, so that would be sort of a waste of time. Put a little bit more water on here. What we are going to do is grab this magic eraser, and we're going to start hitting everything that is white or light and just working around it. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see from the camera point of view, but it's starting to really pull up some of that grime. Also hit the leathers, the uppers. This right here is a patent leather on part of it, and then there's a standard black leather. We're hitting all of this because it can really assist in shining the shoe and getting it looking really sharp. Remember, these are shoes that I paid $3 for. They're a youth size, so I paid $3 at Goodwill, and they're probably going to pull $25 to $30 when it's all said and done. So I don't want to spend too much time on it, because then, you know, I'll essentially be not getting paid what my time is worth to clean the shoes. Work fast, work efficient. Don't mess around, obviously, and see what we get here. These magic eraser pads are sort of like a 2 or 3 times use, so they don't last very long. I go and I pick up a bunch of them all at once, and I store them for future use. But at $1 for 2 of them, and you can clean 6 pairs of shoes out of a box, that's not bad. It still protects our margins. I go all over this shoe with this brush, anywhere where there might be some dirt. Also pick out the lint out of the Velcro. Like I said, there's no exact science to this. There's nothing that says you have to do it a certain way or another. You want to make sure that you don't soak the fabric in water, because that can get down to the glue, which will break it down. Some people put their shoes in the washing machine. I've done that, and I've pulled shoes out that are totally disassembled because too much water got to the glue. So that's why I hand wash everything, because I need it to be intact whenever I'm finished. So this is looking pretty good to me. I feel like the midsole can use more cleaning. Like, I can spend a few more minutes getting the yellow out of it, but like I said, to really get the thing pure white again, it takes a few hours. The way you do that, if you're interested in knowing, is you would apply your soap to the midsole, and then you would wrap that with saran wrap or plastic wrap that you cook with or store food with, and set it in the sun for 30 minutes. Bring it inside, unwrap it, scrub it down, rinse it with cold water, then do the same thing. Put it on again. You do this 4 times, and it should come out nearly perfectly white, if not absolutely perfectly white. I've done it on 1 pair of shoes, and it had great results, but I'm spending 4 hours cleaning 1 pair of shoes. That's just not worth the time to make $25 on a $5 pair of shoes. Now, if you had bought a $5 or $10 pair of shoes and you could sell them for $300, if they were perfectly white and near dead stock at that point, then that would be absolutely worth it. But that's not what we're dealing with here. All right, so this shoe looks really good. We didn't clean the bottom. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot that needs to be cleaned, but we'll give it sort of a once over. I apply with my toothbrush, and then I get the more coarse brush here, and I just go over it. My bathroom where I do this turns out to be a real wreck by the time I finish cleaning, because there's, you know, these brushes fling the dirt and everything. It turns into a real mess. So that's something to be aware of whenever you're cleaning shoes. Once again, remember that you want to rinse with cool to warm water, not hot water, because that hot water, if it gets into the glue, once again, that glue, you know, it's not impervious to breaking down. So hot water will really accelerate the breakdown process of the shoe's glue. So be careful not to put too hot of water on the shoe. This thing's looking really, really great. I'm super happy with how this is turning out. So I just go through, dry the whole thing. It doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm gonna let it sit outside in the open air for 2 hours after I'm finished. And during the time that it's outside drying, I will be doing other things, cleaning other shoes, or taking photos of other things, listing other things. So I don't really count that as part of the cleaning process. Let's see here. We want to get some of this lint out of here. We want to get all of the lint out of here, but yeah, this looks really good. So there you can see, this is a mostly finished shoe. Looks way better than what it did. You can see the patent leather here and here. It's got a nice touch. I didn't even know that whenever I bought it, because it was so dingy looking. Yeah, it looks great. Scissors to kind of get, I don't know if you see that little thread right there. Just kind of snip these things down, clean the shoe up, make it look good. And remember, if you can do both shoes in under 10 minutes, you'll be working at a really good margin, right, for profits. Cool, that looks great to me. The last thing we have to do before we put our lace back in is take this pill eater and just kind of go over and get some of the fuzz. The fuzz comes off because the laces hit the Velcro right here, and it shreds the laces. I was going to replace these with black laces, but because of the colorway, I don't want to stray from that. So we're going to try to get as much of this stuff off as possible. All right, so that about does it. The shoes, the lace is not perfect with the fuzz being off of it, but it's much better than what it originally was. So I will Velcro this back up while I set the laces back in. I always make sure to do my laces exactly the same with every pair of shoes, so that way, even though it's not really noticed, I don't think, by most people, it shows consistency in my listings, because if people do notice it, it just looks a lot better, right? So some people don't pay attention to how they do their laces. When I was in the Navy, they taught us a certain way to do our laces. So what I do for mine, you can see how clean this looks, right? It looks really, really clean with how the laces go. And this is how I always do it. Bridge, you do your bridge. And then I always, from the inside of the foot, do that as the top lace coming over. So it's over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. And so when you get to the top, the laces will tuck in. Wow, I'm not even on the camera. The laces will tuck into that last hole, which allows them to be behind the tongue, which makes for great photos whenever you set them up for pictures. You can see it like that. So whereas if they came from under, they'd be sticking out and you'd have like a weird look. So bridge, then over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. And coming from the inside of the shoe, from the arch of the shoe, that is going to be your over. And then from the outside of the shoe, that's going to be your under. Let me know if that makes sense. Have you ever thought of this? Have you ever thought of doing this? So yeah, that's how all of my shoes are set up. My personal use shoes and my shoes for sale. And then obviously with setting your laces, make sure that they're flat, make sure they're not twisted. If they are twisted, take a few seconds to adjust them to where they're not going to be twisted. All of this counts towards making a sale and getting that money, right? Flipping your money. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this video. The shoe is ready for pictures. Like I said, I'm going to let it dry out because the fabric has a little bit of moisture in it and the laces are a little bit damp. So I'm going to let those dry out in the open air for a couple hours. Then on to pictures and listing. I think these will sell in no time. I don't think they're going to have a problem selling at all whatsoever. Let me know what you thought of this video. Once again, real quick, this is the cleaner that I use. The reason I opt for this over any generic automotive upholstery cleaner or home upholstery cleaner is because this was designed for shoes, right? And so, and it covers all of these types of material, which makes it really attractive to me. I think this is 11 or 12 bucks on Amazon. Like I said, link below. And then for the people that were asking, I've had a lot of people ask about how I clean and restore suede. It's this Suede Kit by Kiwi. I think they sell it at Walmart. You can get it on Amazon, also linked below. Check them out. Let me know what you think. All right, guys, so check out those links. Let me know what you think, or let me know in the comments how you clean your shoes, if it's a little bit different from what I do, if any of this kind of opened your eyes. Or maybe if you're an experienced shoe cleaner and reseller, did you notice if I was doing anything wrong? I'm always open to feedback. So yeah, let me know that stuff. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like this video if it helped you. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.